What's great about Purdue is that they actually list all of the different faculty members with a brief description of their research on different department websites. And so I started exploring that and looking for different projects that sounded like they'd be something that appealed to my interests until I found one. And so then at that point I started sending out emails to the different professors, expressing interest in the work and asking if they needed undergraduate students or if I could meet with them to talk about the research. But the great thing about this research is that it actually builds upon the work that's done in my courses. So it's a great way to really emphasize those concepts. Over time, I've gotten a lot closer with the professor in charge of the project and along with the graduate students. And as with the faculty member that I'm working with here, they have so much experience in the field and so much knowledge about future career options and networking. And so being involved in the research really helps you grow those connections over time. It was hard going in being the youngest person in the lab. And so designing my own project and working on that independently, studying something that I was close to. We were working on a project that was studying heat tolerance of different invertebrates, hatching eggs from 500 years ago and comparing the responses to today. And working with organisms like that, they're very delicate and sensitive, so it can be frustrating if the results don't turn out the right way. You have to go back to the drawing board and figure out how to fix those problems. And so there was a lot of trial and error, especially my first summer in the lab. But I grew from those experiences, and I learned how to turn to the graduate students in the lab and talk to the faculty member to try to figure out what was wrong or what I could do to improve. Research has opened a ton of doors for me. With the project that I started in high school, I've presented that for the Department of Defense at the National Junior Science and Humanities Symposium. I presented at the Intel International Science and Engineering Fair, and I've also presented at different conferences. Through those experiences, I've had the opportunity to really meet other students who are just as passionate about research and science as myself. And so I've really formed connections with other students, and many of them I still keep in touch with today. So I've made a lot of great new friends through those opportunities. And I've also, through conferences, I've been able to meet professionals in the field who may be able to provide job opportunities one day or allow me to have internships for furthering my growth. So through all of those opportunities that I've been to so far, they've really helped me in some way with my own personal and professional growth. Being involved in research really enhances your communication skills and presentation skills. So later this month, I'm actually going to be going to Washington, D.C. to present at Posters on the Hill for our state representatives to talk to them about research, the importance of undergraduate research and undergraduate research funding. Originally, I was planning to go to graduate school and pursue research, but right now I'm actually leaning more towards medical school, possibly an MD, PhD program, so that I can still incorporate research into what I'm doing. So right now I'm leaning towards medical school for the field of pediatrics, and all of the research that I'm doing right now is going to set me up perfectly for that, because in medical school it's so important to be able to problem solve and use those critical thinking skills and think on your feet as you're going. And so I'm learning all of that right now in the lab. If you find a lab and you get involved in the research there and you realize you don't particularly like it, it's okay to leave, because that's what I did my first year. I got involved with the project. It was a good project, but my heart wasn't in it. And so while you're here, find a lab that you love and work that you love doing, because that's really what's going to help you grow best. If you're dealing with the initial rejection from professors of not needing you in the lab or wanting you to help out in the lab, don't be disheartened. Keep pushing forward. There are opportunities for you here, and so don't give up. Rejection can be hard, but you just have to keep moving forward and keep looking for opportunities, because they do exist.